Go and open up episode 1 again. Alright, there are different methods of achieving slow motion depending on how you're filming. The method you use for fraps is different than what you would want to use for the source recorder. I'm going to play back the demo from a sequence we've already recorded. So go ahead and bring up the console, then type play demo space demo 3. This is the one we made earlier where the fight guy runs right by the camera. You know, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I could swear I've read before that your ears actually go through cycles of growth over a span of 7 years. So if you have monkey ears like me, they'll stick out a lot at some points in your life, but then return closer to your head at other points in that 7-year cycle. And remember, without cartilage, both your ears and your nose would be very floppy. Okay, here's the game. Go ahead and press Shift F2, then pause. Now drive. Now we can move around. I want to reposition the camera to show off the motion. Hey, wait a minute. Is there writing on that register? Wow, that looks like an actual store register. I didn't do that part when making the movie. Whoever did a pretty good job. Anyway, I'm going to move the camera over a bit so we'll see the fight guy run across our screen when the demo starts. Now I'll hit resume to reposition.
Call the police, a fight's broken out.
Then pause. Then I'm going to rewind it by telling it to go to tick 100. Press the go to button. And there's our fight guy. Now I'm going to go and close this window since I already hotkeyed the pause button earlier. Okay, our scene is ready to start now, but how do we enable slow motion? Well, the method I'm going to show you right now works on real-time recordings, so it's good for fraps. This will not work in the source recorder. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for now, go ahead and bring up the console, and we're going to want the command host_timescale. Oops. And notice how the default value here says 1.0. That means it's operating at 100%. So say I want to make this 4 times slower. I'll type in 0.25 for the value, which amounts to 25%. Now press enter and close the console. Now when I unpause this, it will run at 1/4 of the original speed. Let's watch. Okay, there go the lights. And it's going to take it longer to get going because everything's playing back slowly now. Oh, there he goes.
Somebody call the police, a fight's broken out.
And pause. Wow, I take back what I said about a cheap mic being just as good. It is just not picking up my whistling. I mean, it sounds real strong in the room, but it sounds very breathy on the mic, like it's not picking up all the frequencies. Anyway, as you can see, everything was in slow motion. Now, you may have noticed the sound was not in slow motion. It's still going to play back at the regular speed, but we'll just wait for its cue. The only way to have your sound sync up with a slow motion shot is to record it regularly and slow it down by the same amount in an audio editor. But even then, make sure that's what you want, because everything will sound like okay, you get the idea. So that's one way of doing slow motion. But what about fast motion? You can probably guess where this is going, but I'll show you anyway. I'm going to back the camera up here some so we can see the whole scene sped up. Okay, this is a good spot. Go and press Shift F2. Now I'll hit resume to see my real camera position. Then press on go to again to rewind this. Okay, we're back at tick 100. Now I'll close this. So, if a value of 0.25 gives us 25% of the speed, take a guess at what will give us 4 times the regular speed. That's right. Let's open up the console. Now host_timescale, and this time type in a 4 instead. Now go back to the screen and I'll unpause it. Pay attention, this will go quick.
Somebody call the police, a fight's broken out.
Okay, that obviously was sped up. That could be useful to show a time-lapse scene, or actually it kind of reminded me of the old Keystone Cops films in the early 1900s. So if you wanted to create something that looks like an old-time comedy, that effect might work pretty well for that.